Hi, I'm Rosie. I'm a product engineer at the browser. Wait, can you hear my cat's bell?
I like
my laugh. Okay, go away, Cosmo.
I did hear that, but it was very subtle.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rosie. I'm a product engineer at the browser company.
Hi, I'm Tami, also a product engineer at the browser company.
And today we're going to be talking about a new type of tab that we built in Arc called Developer Tab. Here's a little sneak peek. We built it for all the developers out there, and the really cool part about it is that you all built this with us. And we're so grateful for your help. We're going to be talking a bit more about how you built this with us because it's a bit different from what we've done in the past. So, getting straight into it for a little bit of background. In college, I studied human-computer interaction, and when learning how to build products, we would do this thing called need finding, which would involve a lot of interviewing, talking to people, creating user stories, and basically figuring out what people needed us to build for them before going ahead and building it. And I thought that there was going to be a lot more of this when I got to the industry, but instead I kind of found that things are very metrics driven, and often all it takes to validate a product hypothesis at a larger company is to turn the feature on for a very small percentage of users and look at the numbers.
Yeah, and of course, there are research teams and interviews and prototypes that do happen. I've experienced them, but at the end of the day, it seems like the business metrics are kind of what matters most. And sometimes those metrics are at odds with what people are telling you what they want. For example, the rare whenever a major social media platform tries to take away a chronological feed. The cycle is the same. People get really upset, so much so that they eventually bring it back in some form, however long that takes.
Yeah, so all of this got us thinking about how we want to go about validating our own features here at the browser company, which brings me back to DevTab, which is out now. So before starting the project, we did a little bit of preliminary research, and we found that actually a lot of our members are web developers, or they do web development for their job or for a hobby, and 33% of members were using dev tools at least once a week. So there was a clear need for a little bit of TLC with the developer experience in Arc. But the problem was not a lot of browser employees are doing web development on a regular basis. So what do we do if none of us are actually web developers?
This is a really interesting problem, and in the past, we usually rely on our instincts when deciding what to build and how to iterate on it. We have a dogfooding channel in Slack where we all test everything that we build internally, and this usually ends up working really well since we're all using the browser that we're shipping to you guys every week. So this time, we just decided to bring you guys along the journey and ask you all to build with us, and we have a lot to share about how that went.
Yeah, here's a bunch of you who helped out with comments on Twitter and just encouragement to work on this feature. So it all started when Nate put up his initial mock-up from Figma up on Twitter on our Arc Internet account. Here's the tweet. We often use Twitter to get a pulse on things, get people's opinions on what we've built or what we are planning to build. And this is what the original developer tab looked like, with the fancy URL editor and dev tool shortcuts and other things. And we were pretty shocked by the overwhelming response that we got from this tweet. A lot of people responding, commenting on it, and giving us their ideas for what else we could do or what they liked about it or what they didn't like about it.
Nate followed up with a survey that he shared again on Twitter, asking people about their web development habits, and we got another outpouring of responses. We got over 400 of them.
Yeah, so our next step was kind of to reach out to 40 of the people who had responded to our surveys and invite them to actually test developer tab with us as we built it. So Adina from our team set up a system that would route all of your feedback to a Slack channel so that we could see it all in one place here.
Yeah, and then once we had something that we had available for members to test, we sent that out to them. And one of the major ideas we had was that developer tab would just activate automatically on a localhost tab. And we thought that this would be really nice because we always try to do those nice little things for you in Arc, like automatically closing Zoom tabs, etc. But in that first week, we got a ton of feedback about how that was useless. Like, a lot of people were like, I literally never develop on localhost, and we want to have more control over that. And this is a great example of how setting up that direct feedback channel got us a ton of insight that we were able to work on really quickly. So I built the ability to then enable developer tab for any website, and that puts you all in full control of when to use it.
Yeah, so one thing that was really cool for me about this whole experience was this was the first time at a company that I'd actually gotten to go out and speak directly with the users versus going through a research team or something like that. And it was really cool to just be able to talk to you guys and get really direct and actionable feedback. For example, at one point, our lovely tester, Siddharth, sent us a note basically saying, I still don't do web dev on Arc. I use Safari, and here's why. And he sent us this screenshot of the Safari develop menu. And since we were talking with him directly, I was just like, okay, that's a lot. Which of these options do you want the most, or which are most important to you? And he responded saying, oh, these three I use all the time. I don't really use the other ones much. So that was awesome because it's just like really direct, actionable. Okay, I can prioritize those three things, and I'm not trying to guess at what is most useful for the members. So I don't know, it just kind of sticks out as a cool moment for me where we're able to figure out what our members need in an area where their instincts are going to be a lot better than mine. So in the end, this is what we ended up with for V1. So here's developer tab. You can now enter developer mode by turning it on from site settings. So you can get to site settings by clicking on the lock in the URL bar and toggling developer mode for any site. You can also toggle it using the command bar, turn it off, turn it on. We also added some DevTool shortcuts top level for you, so like toggling the console, or toggling the network panel, or inspect element. Yeah, and then Tammy's gonna talk about some other stuff.
Yeah, so the new URL bar, which is directly responding to feedback about how you can't really see the URL, it basically works just like the command bar. So you can type into it, you can do all your navigation and make commands directly from there as you would before. And we've also added some shortcuts that you all have requested too. So in the sidebar, we've added a menu that gives you the option to force reload and clear cookies, and also reload clearing cache. And that was also something that we got directly from feedback. So yeah.
Shout out to Daryl for that one.
Shout out to Daryl. So this is just a V1, and we have a lot more suggestions from you all on what to work on next. So I'm really excited to see where this ends up in the future.
Yeah, exactly. So when we look back on this project, we know that none of this is groundbreaking, crazy stuff. A lot of this was just making the existing Chrome dev tools easier to use in Arc and hopefully elevating the design craft a little bit. So to us, the real excitement and the unique part of this project was figuring out a new way to work with our members. So just pretending that our members are a part of the team, dog fooding with us, and using those insights to build something new.
Yeah, we really hope you enjoyed that process. We also really hope you like Developer Tab. And of course, please send your feedback our way at any time. We literally look at it all. It does not go into a black hole. So thanks again, everyone.
Thank you. Oh no, wait. Let me, I just...
Don't say we weren't recording.
No, that was a good one.